Hi friends, my name is Akib and welcome to my channel Developers Point. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to add data context file in a data folder which I told you in my previous video. तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं. Let's begin. And so to do that, what we are going to do is we will be going to our API folder and here we are going to do some folder management thing. And to do that, we will be creating a new folder called data and we'll be hitting on enter. As the data folder has been created, we'll be creating a class named as data context. So in this class, we'll be having a name of the class and the namespace api.data. The namespace api.data is derived from the folder structure. Here we can see that our project is located in a folder called API and in which the data is a folder. So this data content is present in that class. So namespace is api.data. If we change the data to thing like anything, then it doesn't show any error, but it's appropriate to use the namespaces or the default namespaces. So I'll be replacing it with data and we'll be deriving a database context class from entity framework. And so to do that, what we'll be doing is we'll be writing colon db context. So here we can see that we are having an error which has been underlined. So what we can do to do this is like we can hover our mouse to error thing like db context and we can see that the type or namespace db context could not be found, or you're missing a using directive or an assembly reference. So like here it tells that like we are having an error. To fix this error, what we'll be doing is we'll be going to a left hand side which is like a light bulb, so it shows us some fixes, and in my thing it is like control plus dot. So we'll go and select the db context and I'll be pressing control dot or control period. Here we'll be having some options like using Microsoft dot entity framework core and few other options are available. So I'll be adding a reference of saying that using Microsoft dot entity framework core. Here we can see that the reference has been added and the error has been gone. Now if we take a look at this db context by hovering our mouse, then we can see that it gives a quite little description. It says a db context instance represents a session with a database and can be used to query and save instance of our entities and many more. So like what we'll be doing in this class is like we'll be generating a constructor for this class. If it does not generate a constructor for this class, then it throws an error. To generate a constructor, what I'll be doing is like I'll be hovering my mouse over this data context file and I'll be going to my quick fixes and I'll be pressing control period. So it gives us some options. Here there are two options: generate constructor data context and generate constructor data context of options. Like the Visual Studios or like C# extension is too smart that it shows us the constructors which are already present in entity framework class file. So like here we'll be going with data context of options and we'll be clicking on that. So the constructor has been created. In this constructor we are nothing to do at all, like we'll leave it as it is. If it does not create a constructor, then it throws an error to us. So what we'll be just making a change is like we'll be removing this not null attribute. Okay, as we have removed this, now it has been fixed. What we'll be doing other thing is like we'll be adding a property of dataset type. And so to do that, what we'll be doing is we'll be typing prop and we'll be hitting tab. Then it's a kind of db set. It's a type of db set. So we'll be writing that. And then we will be passing a class here which has been created in entities folder and the class name is app users, as you can see here. So we'll be passing this class in our data context file in the db set. So we'll be using app users, app user, and the property, and my property is the name which we want our table to be have. So I want my table to be named as users, so I'll be passing that thing. And here we can see that we have a app user class name has been underlined with the red thing. It's because it throws an error because we don't have that. So we'll be going to a quick fixes. We'll be pressing control plus period and here we can see that we have some options. Here we'll be adding a reference to it which is using api.entities. As you can see, now the error has been removed. Now what we'll do is we'll configure this DB set in our startup class by making the DB context file as dependency injection so that it can be accessed for the other applications. And so to do that, what we'll be doing is we'll be going to our startup class. Here we can see that we have a method called configure services. In configure services, we'll be adding our dependency injection setting as services dot db context. Now here we will be passing our class which has been created in the data folder named as data context. So we'll be doing that. Now it shows the error here in the data context file because here we can see like the type or namespace of data context could not be found. So like it says that like we haven't added any reference to it. So what we'll be going to do again is like we'll be going to our quick fixes and we'll be adding using api.data. Now you can see that the error has been removed. So what we'll be doing is we'll be passing the parameters called options following by equal to greater than, and we'll be opening our curly braces here. Now here what I'm going to do is I'll specify options and then I'll be using use SQL Serverlite. So here use SQLite, you can see a error here. So again we'll be using the quick fix and we will initialize using Microsoft.Entity Framework Core. Now you can see that the error has been fixed. So like if you don't know what to pass the parameters here, then you can go ahead and hover your mouse here. Then you can see that it has 3 overload methods. So like in my case, I'll be passing a connection string. So like for current time being, it will be an empty string and it will be ended by a semicolon. So here we can see that we have an error. So we will be passing a semicolon here. Then now it's totally fixed. Please do check my next video like where we'll be creating our connection string and passing it here, and we'll be creating our database. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel Developers Point. Thank you.